Hey guys, Bryan Schmitt here with Float Zilla. I'm going to talk today about, how I got to learn about Float Zilla, what I believe it does, everything involved with that, with that. So, real quick, I've been fishing professionally now for about 8 or 9 years. I've been fishing tournaments for a while, maybe since 99, 2000, that kind of time frame, but about 8 or 9 years professionally. I've seen a lot of products. We're always looking for an edge and everything like that. And, there's certain things that come out that I believe have a place. And this is one that, has already started to work for me. So, I was introduced to it by a friend of mine. We were fishing in Florida a few months back, and he was using the FloatZilla tail, the tail capsule, and we were just slow fishing worms, Texas rigged, and believed that he was getting more bites than me. I mean, we're throwing the same color, same everything, and he was using the tail capsule, and I'm no dummy. Hey, look, let me see what's going on here. So, that's how I was introduced to it, by getting my butt kicked by somebody else using it. So I reached out and was able to get some, about a month ago, and just got back from the Classic. It played a strategic role for me at the Classic. We're going to talk about that. You know, Here's what's going on, guys. With anything you're doing, you're looking for an edge, and you know, if it's scents on baits, if it's the live scope, if it's line sizes, better quality, this, whatever. So when you're using plastic baits and you're fishing slow, what can you do that's better? Okay, you can add scent, you can add dyes, fish it with lighter lines, so forth like this. But to have a bait get into an area near a fish and a normal soft plastic worm, crawl, etc., it gets in there, boom, it falls down and slowly falls down like this. To have something that raises your bait, okay, floats your bait up, and not moving it, okay? It's staying stationary, but the top end or the bottom end, wherever you put the FloatZilla, allows the bait to float up. It's driving them crazy. Does it give you more confidence? Yes, I feel like I'm throwing something to an area, to a fish now, that this is something they haven't seen, and it's getting more bites. The confidence level is there. So that's a big thing with fishing, guys, is thinking and believing that you have something new or better than your competition, and to have that kind of confidence for me is a big deal. So that's where I'm at. Okay, I have a lot of confidence that I'm putting something in there that the fish haven't seen. So I've been using it for about, I don't know, 2 months, 3 months. I was introduced to it. I've used it for a solid month now. The Classic, to finish second, the FloatZilla was responsible for a lot of that, to get me a few extra bites. I don't care if it gets you one extra bite. That's one extra bite you wouldn't have had. That's a big deal. It can be a huge deal in a big tournament. So, that's what's going on there. It's very, very easy to use. It's designed to not hinder what you normally do, okay? You got a plastic bait, a worm, etc., crawl, you screw this in. You screw a capsule into your bait. You choose the colors. There's many colors available. You choose the size. There's minis. There's regulars. You screw it in. You're fishing. There's no downtime. It's very easy to use. I'm going to show you a couple setups I have here in a second. How it works is a big, big deal. So what we're doing here with the FloatZilla is you have an airtight capsule that is color coordinated however you want, but the airtight deal is the deal. Okay, you're providing a buoy, in so many words, a floating device to your bait that's small and not obtrusive, but it gives your bait this floating action. That's how it works. Okay, it's all about FloatZilla. So getting your bait to float up is how it works, and you're not changing much at all with your bait. You're just adding this to it. You know, this is how it helped me already. Okay, we're at the Classic. I'm on a very stingy fishery. These fish are intelligent. The Tennessee River fish are intelligent. They have been there, seen it all. I wanted to present a bait that I wanted a fish to bite it immediately. I didn't want to play around. I didn't want to throw something that maybe I would get a bite. I was finesse fishing with a drop shot or a shaky head. Very finessey, and I wanted to get a bite quick. The FloatZilla helped me do that with the tail floating up on each technique. I used the tail mini. I would get it to the piece of structure, long cast. I would let it sit, guys. A big deal. A lot of these fish were biting seconds after it's been there, not the initial drop. And I believe as it's floating up, it would catch the fish's attention. It's not used to seeing that, you know, it's just used to seeing this. All of a sudden it starts to float up and I would get a bite. That's what happened for me. My confidence level was super high. Feeling like I had a little bit of an advantage, a little newer technique that the fish hadn't seen. Big deal for me at the Classic. Got out of there with a second place finish, a little short on winning it, almost pulled it out. Here's two setups for me, guys. This was my Classic setup. This was my shaky head setup. This is the mini magic worm from Missile. I got it on jaw dropper head. This is kind of like a shaky head with a little bit of a shimmy. It would kind of shimmy on down. I would let it sit and my tail would float up. I had the tail mini chartreuse on both of these techniques. I'm big into chartreuse early in the year. Didn't have to dye my tails. This already gave me the color that I was looking for, plus the float. So this would get in there, I let it sit, boom, it'd start to float up. If I waited about 10 seconds, I would move it a little bit. It would give the same presentation, got a lot of bites on that. And then my other key setup was the drop shot setup. Okay, we all love drop shot, and here's the biggest thing. You want to be as slow as you can with a drop shot. This is what I would throw in a little more snaggy cover. This is a weedless setup. You know, a little more dense cover, okay, guys? Like, this would get in there, boom, it would kind of settle down in near the structure, kind of fall down, and then slowly raise up with the, once again, the tail mini in here. Big deal, guys. Once again, the confidence was there. I felt I had a new weapon that the fish hadn't seen. I felt like if there was a fish there, they were going to bite. Big deal for us. Big deal. Just to have that confidence to get it going like that. Here's another way that you can rig it up. This is the mid-body FloatZilla. I took a Missile Baits 48. Okay, put it in the middle here. I just cut my worm. Very excited to try this. And I want to tell everybody a little way we could do this. This is going to be a dual Nico. Imagine if you had a little nail weight in both of these ends and fishing this wacky style. You know, you could put your O-ring right around the capsule there, let it sink, okay? And then the middle's floating up. Way different profile, way different action that they've seen. Super excited. I love Nico fishing. That's going to be a big deal for me. Here's another one. Okay, this is a D-bomb. I got my capsule put right in here. Big deal when fish could be spawning and you're not seeing them. Like around here on the Chesapeake Bay, Potomac River, we do a lot of flipping, you know, shallow flipping. Guys, I love a D-bomb. Imagine being able to flip this in there, let it sit. They're traditionally, this bait's just going to fall to the bottom and just lay dormant. I'm letting it sit, and now it's floating up. Almost getting the pinchers, you know, active, like a live crawfish. Big deal. Super excited about this. I think there's a lot to do with the FloatZilla, a lot more options still to come. It can evolve. Big deal on getting your normal plastic fishing, getting you a little bit of advantage with your traditional thought of doing the way you might fish, you know, Texas rig, Carolina rig. Could you imagine on a Carolina rig getting it to float up? So very excited about this product, guys. Already it's putting fish in the boat for me. You know, can't say enough about it. There's some new stuff already coming down the line. Stay tuned, and, you know, hopefully we can keep it rolling on the next 2 elite events.